Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Jeopardize. You've been hearing a lot about different types of computing. You've heard about spatial computing in the Apple Vision Pro. You've heard about AI computing in the Humane AI pin. And we're going to be talking about a similar product today. It caught the eyes of many consumers in the CES, which is known as the Consumer Electronics Show that happens annually at Las Vegas. It's called the Rabbit R1, or as most people call it, the small orange box that can replace your phone one day. So let's get started. Now, the R1 was created by a company called Rabbit, and it was co-engineered by a company called Teenage Engineering. It's a standalone device with half a size of an iPhone, about 2.88 inches of a touchscreen. You have a rotating camera for photos and videos, a scroll wheel, and a button to interact with the device or to talk with the built-in assistant. The inside components contain of a 2.3 GHz MediaTek processor, 4 GB RAM and 128 GB storage. And additionally, it has a SIM card slot and a USB Type-C connector. But the main thing that most people gravitated towards, or the main thing that most people liked, was the Rabbit OS, was the operating system of this device. It's called Rabbit OS. So let's talk about it. You've probably heard about LLMs, large language models like ChatGPT, Bard, Perplexity. So large language models are trained using massive data sets, hence the name large. And this enables the models to recognize, generate, predict text or any other content. So Rabbit thought ChatGPT cannot act. You can't go onto ChatGPT and ask it to book a flight or order some groceries. But that's where the Rabbit OS comes into use. Instead of using an LLM, a large language model, they use an LAM, a large action model. This large action model, this LAM, was trained by humans using multiple different apps like Spotify, Uber, any app you can think of. It was trained on those humans interacting with the app. It learned what a setting icon looks like. It learned how to know when an order is confirmed, where the search menus are, everything. And you know, the Humane AI pin does very similar things, projects onto your hand and does very different things. But the R1 has its own dedicated training mode, which you can use to teach the model anything. And how do you do this? If you have an R1, how do you do this? There's a web portal called the Rabbit Hole. It's very aptly named, and that's a very good name, which you can log into multiple services or apps, and you can boot up one of Rabbit's virtual machines, or VMs as people like to call it, and teach it using your own laptop or phone any software you want to. It's going to teach the model, and it can repeat the task going ahead. You can ask it, hey Rabbit, do this, do something like Photoshop. I read on an article, you can ask it to do Photoshop. You can go into Rabbit Hole and you can open Photoshop and remove a watermark. But there are a lot of new AI powered hardware coming into the market, like the Humane AI pin. And comment down if you want to see a video of the Humane AI pin, because that is also a very interesting product. But Rabbit is basically trying to eliminate the use of applications and APIs, application program interfaces, And RabbitOS is basically like a super app. What Perplexity or ChatGPT could be to web search, Rabbit could be to be an app store. So RabbitOS wants to be a super app, like X wants to be the everything app, Elon Musk's X. But people are buying this. They sold 10,000 units on the first day of the launch, and it comes with a minimal price of $199. Seems about right, and it sold its 5th batch already, and there will be more to come. I DM'd Rabbit saying I want to test your product, but no reply on that side. On that unfortunate note, I think it's time to end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and more future videos will be coming up. Thank you very much.